Alright, so you know whenever you like open up your computer and you open a whole bunch of different tabs. You got the hub open. You got, wait, why would you have the hub open? Anyways, you got like, schoolwork open. You got a whole bunch of just random YouTube videos, maybe some things that maybe you were actually working on, some like personal projects. And then all of a sudden you just have all of these, maybe these random searches of like these random thoughts that you were getting. Like, how many quills does a porcupine have? I don't know why I just thought that, but that would be in the search. There's a whole bunch of different tabs open in your Google searches, and you're sitting here and you're looking at all of these and you're like, wow, I need to close a lot of these because I don't even know which one to click on. There's just so many. There can be so many where they just start to become these little tabs. They're not even like big full-size tabs anymore, and you almost have to just look at them and just close them out until eventually you're just clear and you're like, oh, they're finally all gone, until they all come back. That is the way our brains sometimes work, where we open up all these different mental tabs and we have to slowly and surely close them out. There is negative mental tabs, there is positive mental tabs, and being able to figure out which ones you need to keep open and which ones you need to close, it might be a little bit difficult. So for example, closing out mental tabs that are negative are going to be maybe like negative thoughts, maybe towards somebody who maybe said something that you didn't like. Maybe they made a joke that you were just a little bit sensitive to, and then all of a sudden you maybe hate this person, you don't like them, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I just wish that they would like try to fight me or something, or I wish they would just say this to me so that I could say this back. And then all of a sudden you're opening up this tab of negativity, and you're just coming up with all these different other tabs that are just, oh, if this would happen, then I would do this, or that would happen. And you're coming up with all these different things, and it probably sounds, as I'm talking and saying all this, kind of stressful, because that's how it truly is. Having all these negative mental tabs open is really, really stressful, and it's not going to really benefit you at all. You have to close down these mental tabs. These negative mental tabs, you have to shut down. And these positive ones are typically sometimes purpose-driven. Maybe they're cool ideas, maybe good ideas. And you have to really jump into these, okay? So whatever these ideas be, sometimes, like for example, I have book ideas. I have random book ideas, and sometimes they are just wild. Sometimes, like, I literally had a political book idea. And I thought about it for like probably a little over an hour. Now the thing is did I need to really think into that and really come up with something and just follow into that, you could say, positive idea, this open tab? No, I didn't really have to, but I wrote it down instead. Whenever you end up writing down these positive tabs, what you're doing is just really keeping notes of the different positive things that you want to keep. And by doing this, what you're really doing is just pretty much putting things on bookmark. Instead of actually just leaving these tabs open, what you're doing is actually just bookmarking them. So maybe you could come to it back at a later time. Maybe you're like, oh my God, I forgot about that idea. That is such a good idea. This is what I'm going to do now. And, maybe that's something that I would do eventually, but it doesn't really apply to me now. So I closed the tab, even though it was a positive tab, but I at least bookmarked it. And negative tabs can be bookmarked too, and that is grudges. That's holding grudges against people. That's really doing like regrets and stuff like that, things from the past. And you don't want to tap into those because those are negative. You don't want to tap into those negative bookmarks. You want to clear out both negative tabs and the negative bookmarks. Yes, sometimes you can, do what David Goggins does and tap into those negative bookmarks to give you fuel. And I do think that that's a good thing because there's some things that you will not forget. They will be bookmarked forever. You can't even get rid of them. Try to delete your settings app on your iPhone. It's impossible. You can't do it. And that's the way that some things in the past will be like. You just can't get rid of them. So then you at least use that as fuel and don't reopen them as a tab, but rather just remember them because they're bookmarked. You have to live with the past. And when you open up all those negative bookmarks and you open them up as a whole bunch of negative tabs, and then you start thinking about them all the time, you're not going to have any kind of positive tabs. The positive tabs won't ever open. If they do, they'll be very, very shy and sporadic and won't really happen very often. And you have to, once again, just really close down those negative tabs in order to really see some positive tabs in your life. And once again, they will come and they will go. That's how tabs work, That's how, it's here and then it's gone, And it's like, how many quills are on a porcupine? I don't really know. It's like going back to the whole porcupine thing, that's kind of just a random tab. If anything, if you even want to consider it positive, I mean, it's not really a negative. It could be negative to your time, but if you want to consider it a positive, it's one that you just open and close. You don't typically like bookmark something like that. So there's going to be things that you're going to think about, and typically the negative ones you'll dwell on. The positive ones you can really dive into, and those are where you can see some growth. You can see progression and stuff like that. You can see desire grow. And being able to bookmark these is a really, really great way for you to just really come back to things and also just feel good about, being on a pretty much purpose at that point. If you're constantly bookmarking things that are in the same category, there's a good chance that, those tabs that you're bookmarking in your brain, like for me, it would be YouTube, doing that kind of thing is going to just drive my purpose and drive my desire to continue doing YouTube. So therefore, I will have more positive tabs that will show up in the future if I continue to bookmark them instead of bookmarking all the negative ones that happen in my life on a day-to-day basis. Because you can't avoid the negative tabs, but you can at least close them out whenever they show up. Once again, some of them will be bookmarked forever. You can't delete them, like I said, on the settings app on your iPhone. Sometimes you just can't delete them. But you can at least use it as fuel to fire yourself and just really push yourself into a positive direction. So thank you so much for watching. And once again, if you have the hub open on your tabs, please hit the X button, and any kind of negative tabs, close those out, okay? Focus on those positive tabs, and I really do hope you enjoyed this video. So thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, then be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and also check out this video right here. This is about multitasking and how it just doesn't really work, okay? Let's be honest. And there is multitasking that you can do that works, and I do talk about that in this video as well, but it just mostly does not work, okay? Just trust me, it does not. So if you want to check out this video, by all means go ahead, and that is your choice. So thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. As always, find the fire within you and stay Diablo.